Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Alpha. Good morning, Ethan. Good morning, Brad. Good morning, DJ, Mike, Marty. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Steven. Good morning, Sugar. Good morning. Morning, David. All right, guys. So what we got going on here? A 200 and 100 that's that's in sync. Excuse me, on the short side, and um, we're getting a rotation on the downside right here. Next target is 246.75. The market is pushing lower. Thanks, David. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate your support, bud. And target is hit. Next target is 221.75. Market is selling off at the open. And we are live. Let's go. Let's get it going here. First half an hour on a Monday morning, I'm going to continue to read the market and then start putting on trades at 9 o'clock and after that. So here we go. We're getting a little bit of a bounce. Next target is 221.75, and harmony zone number one is 71 by 81. Zone number two is 296 by 306. Rallies are shortable. We'll reevaluate the shorts if we break anything above 290. And we're about to hit our target of 21 here fairly quickly. I mean, that's a fast and furious market. I mean, we literally hit the 21 and bounced back. And 21 is the middle of the range on the 200 NT Renko. So we're coming to an area where the market can stabilize here. We're also at the top end of the Globex band, 21 to 120 is the range of that band, and we're at the top end of it. Breaking anything over that, even breaking anything above the 275 can put the market at as a two-sided market. Here we go, and we broke that. So now it's a two-sided market. The market is out of sync, and we're coming to the 290. We're hitting harmony zone number one. That's quick. A break below 46 will get the market back in sync on the short side. We're getting pockets of buyers stepping in. So this level here, the 51 to the 46, the market needs to hold on to it in order for them to make a stabilizing price structure that could push higher. 290 can shift the personality even further. The shorts need to reassert themselves. This market is hitting harmony zone number one, which is resistance. G Money, good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so what are we seeing here? We're seeing this attempt at harmony zone number one that keeps on getting challenged, and the market is taking out the stops. So I wanna know how the stops are getting treated this first half an hour, and that's gonna give us clues to what the market is doing. We have a captain set up short on the 70 NT Rinko. This is it right here. So now that 290 that we talked about earlier is going to be even more significant because that means that you broke this captain setup and broke the 90, and that would be a bullish behavior. So the shorts need to really kind of reassert themselves. Yeah, that's not what you want the shorts to do right here. That's that push to that 90. They need to hold it and get back down to 60. ES, how is ES doing? ES is hitting the middle of the range, harmony zone number one, as resistance is 509 by 512 and 115 by 118. The target for that rotation is 54.96 and a half. ES is weaker than NQ. We're hitting harmony zone number two. Rufio, good morning. That is resistance area as well. So the market has almost like a last chance behavior here. Yeah. So right here, we're at the top end of that range. So what the shorts need to do is make a high and a lower high and break the 70s in order for the shorts to resume themselves. And right now, what we're doing, we're getting a market that's making a solid reversal pattern. Shorts are not done yet, but they're getting close here. You don't want to go above 321. We're right there. And that hit. Now the market is in sync on the long side. You have a harmony zone number one of 96 by 86. 71 by 61 is harmony zone number two. Pullbacks are buyable on a swing trade basis, and we will reevaluate the longs if we break anything under 275. So when the market reversed that first one candle and closed at that initial short of 71, closed and market got in sync, we end up going from 71 all the way to 21. So about 50 points. and the market reverses. Okay, so the potential for a trending day on the short side was circumvented basically, um, with that support at 21, and that's going to be a pivot point for the remainder of the day. So as long as we're trading above 21, um, these pullbacks are buyable, and if we break under it, then there is a chance of a trending market on the short side that could take us to Globex. Globex for NQ is 171.75. So it'd be 19,171.75. Hitting harmony zone number one and bouncing right back up. They actually put on a captain setup and flipped it. I want to see more of this market. I want to see how they're treating the stops. So here, they took out the stops and bottom back up. Anything above that 23 and 30, if they break those levels, I want to see if they sell off or they pull back with a shallow pullback and keep running. And that tells me about the strength of the market. Pullbacks are buyable on a swing trade basis. The next target is 346.75. We'll reevaluate the longs if we break anything under that 75s, but the 90 is going to be very important as well. So that here we go. So that see that 35. Okay, so the random stops here pulled back. Well, how far? You know, if the pullback breaks 90, then that they're trapped bunch of people up here, and they're trapping the longs up here, and I need to be very careful with that. If we break anything under 94, you're setting a 70 NT wrinkle captain setup short. The last one that we had failed. Yeah, it was a good trip, bud. It was really a good trip. Yeah, we'll talk about it here in a minute. But did I get the big diamond? Oh, not yet. I'm still sifting through sand right now. I'll tell you why in a minute. I literally brought a bunch of buckets of sand with me from Arkansas, and I'm sifting through them. So after I'm done trading today, I'll be sifting through some sands looking for diamonds. All right, so that's a lot of noise right here. That's a lot of noise. I mean, look at captain setup, switch trade into a captain setup short. That fails. That's bullish. And they came into harmony zone number one and tested it once and twice, and boom, the big target for 346 is in play. Good morning, Adam. Good morning. Yeah. Target is hit. Next target is 371. 371.75. That's the next target. Marty, I'm with you, man. I came to a conclusion. It's a lot easier to find diamonds in the market than trying to dig holes in the sand looking for one. That's for sure. But it was a very enjoyable trip, though. Really did. It did. Had a great time. All right, so we're getting a pullback here. We don't necessarily want to see the 320 because that makes the market disconnected, but we got very close to the 371 and the market is getting faded. So pullbacks are buyable. We'll reevaluate the longs if we break anything under 300. Good morning, Vitali. Good morning, buddy. Good morning. No economic news that I can see right now. See, they took out the stops. They took out the stops, right? The most recent stops and ran it up a little bit. Okay. So I mean that's still a bullish behavior. They need to break the 53 and run up to target number 57, which is target number 3. That's if we're evaluating the type of environment that we are in. We have a market that is in harmony on the long side. We have two support levels, 21 by 11 and 96 by 86. Pullbacks are buyable. We have a big target of 371. Two areas of concern is if we break 312, then 300. Those are two levels that the market needs to hold on to. Right now, we don't have momentum. The market is just consolidating and building stops. We're doing two things. We had one stop run, obviously a small one, but nonetheless, they give you information. So they bought that one and sold that one. Okay, and now they're pulling back. So I get it. You have a cloud that's negative and you're retesting harmony zone number 1. Getting close to doing that. First half an hour after on a Monday, I'm definitely gonna be more of an observer and watching within that first half an hour and see how well the market is behaving. How are they running the stops? Who's the dominant force? What type of trader is operating in these different levels? The dip buyers are active in this type of environment, and that's a bullish type of environment for them. The majority of traders are dip buyers. It works till it doesn't work anymore. So I want to see how well these type of traders are behaving. The market now is out of sync with this attempt at 321. So now we have a two-sided market, right? So for the longs to reestablish themselves on a swing trade basis, we need to go back up to that 58. And I think we're going to see a bit of consolidation in these levels. Okay. So we got that pullback. We broke that 12, which was very critical, and now we're at the 300, and that's the first touch of Harmony Zone number 2. I mean, we're getting to the uncle point here, and this uncle point meaning that if we start breaking kind of below that 86, you know, you're getting a shift in the market, and this is, I mean, you see in the pattern of consolidation. Pattern of consolidation. So the shorts at 71 to 21 got rolled over, and now the target people are on 371 to 300 are getting rolled over. So they trap the shorts into covering, they're trapping the longs into selling. Okay? So Captain set up long right here. I would expect a bit of a bounce back up to Harmony Zone number 1. It's typical for them to kind of consolidate between those two ranges and those two levels for a little bit before they make a decision. The longs are not necessarily ran over all the way. If we break 335, that will break this downward channel that we're experiencing right now. So break 335, and before you do that, you're gonna break the 325, which we're right at it right now. See that captain setup right here? That ended up pushing us higher. Sheila, good morning, Sheila. How are you? Good to see you. It is 7 minutes to the top of the hour. Okay. That's here. Let's see what you're doing. So they're putting on a captain setup, and here we go. They put on a captain setup. So what did they do for the stops? I mean, we had stops between 20 and 25. They ran him over and came back and sold. Okay. That's information I need to hear. Oh, thank you, Alpha, for the info. Some institutional selling in NVIDIA, $30 billion worth. That's the news that they're announcing. We're looking at ES. What is ES doing? ES is much weaker than NQ. So we have a divergence between how the market is behaving on the long and the short side. And here we go. We are in sync on the long side, and that target of 371, is back in action. So they ran the stops, and the shorts came in here trying to push one more time. They couldn't. So you have two places here where we can use as stopping points. This captain set up long, and also this captain setup short that got reversed. So now you have a 305 that is support, which is 305 to 295, and also a support area between 330 all the way down to 912. All of that is support area, and that's a rising support with a higher low. And we should be looking at the 310 as a pivot point that should hold. Okay, and we should be seeing a push right now. Yeah, they need to hold 310. What's a signal for us if they come here and hold that level and come back and give me another harmony wave long? That will be a reason for me to get involved. If we break 310, that will put me on a holding pattern. So they put a 6-pound captain setup and ran it up one candle and failed it. That's not what I want to see. So the longs are not completely ran over here, but they're taking a step back. We have 2 support levels coming up. We are testing the first one. And here we go. Now that is channel number 2. So we don't want to see that break of 315. If I'm long and thinking in terms of long, I don't want to see 315. Okay, so they're gonna run the stops here, 40 to 45, and I want to see how well they hold on to the pullback. Yeah, we're not too far away from them pulling back right now. 48.75. That's the typical behavior here. So they're gonna run the stops and pull back. Here comes a pullback. Not a big one. I'm looking for pullbacks to buy into the market. Target is 371 and 75. Target 371, 75. Now we're getting a little bit of cooperation from ES. And I think that's going to be a critical aspect of this type of behavior here. If we end up breaking 55.21.50, that will set the stage for the market to be in sync on the long side on ES, and that will be in sync with NQ at the same time. And that would be a positive accumulation of buyers in that direction and in the direction of a breakout for both ES and NQ. Where would we reevaluate this idea if we break under that 315, 310 that we talked about earlier? We're heading to 371. Yeah, I looked at the price action and all the fun stuff that I missed. And it looked like you guys had some action last week. A lot of action. Here it comes. 371.75. Target is hit. Next target is 396.75. The longs so far are the dominant force in this market. And pullbacks are getting bought. We understood some of these levels and what the market is doing there. 9 o'clock. All right. So we need to start looking for entry points in that direction and looking for the target of 396. Pullbacks should be coming in here soon. Okay, retesting. They put a captain setup short. Now they shifted the cloud. Okay, that's fine. That's a pullback. Okay, so took out these stops, bottom. Took out these stops, bottom. They need to get up there and test 67 because that captain set up short right there is a bit of a struggle for the market. The dominant force is still the longs. We're looking for pullbacks to buy into this market. The big target is 396. We are in a channel on the downside right now, and the market needs to clear that channel by breaking above 60, so this way the pullbacks can resume momentum. Right now the momentum of the longs is taking a pause, and if we break anything lower than the 35.30, the market is going to be out of sync and a two-sided market at this point. So the early signs of a shift came in the minute we lost the momentum on this harmony zone. I mean, the harmony wave, and that came in at that 360. So here we go. They're taking out the stops and pulling back. Negative. You need to break and run. There we go. There we go. So that's the support. So they hit harmony zone number 1. All this area, anything in that yellow zone is support. So you're coming in, testing and retesting. Okay, you're taking out that support. Okay. Let's see here. Harmony zone number 2 is getting tested. Okay. I'm going to give this one a shot right here. $13 to 23. Yeah, that's not going to. Let's see here. Here we go. Thank you. That's a 10-pointer. That's a 10-pointer. It's not too stable though. Now, I mean, there is a chance that we see 336, 346, and the market, consolidate between those two levels. I think this is like the third time today where the market comes into harmony zone number 2 and responds to it. And I'm always better off if I react to it on the first touch basis versus, the multiple times that the market comes in. Like right now, they're coming back in, and if they're going to take that captain setup, that just almost like a change in personality. If you break 296.75, that is a shift. Now you got a 200 and 100 that is in sync on the short side. I mean, we've done this like 3 times today already in literally, what is that? 40 minutes. That is a lot of I mean, with that information, I need to be more of a scalper than a swing trader, just based on the information that the market is giving me. It's trapping the big target traders. It still favors the longs, by the way, but overall, if you have a big target and you're holding on to it, you're just finding your positions keep getting, in the profit and out of the profit, in profit, out of profit. So how do you handle this? Take small targets and take first touch targets. Meaning, if you get into a zone and it's a first touch, those are going to be my highest probability. And take the 5 points, take 10 points. Sometimes you're going to get 20 points, but you're getting a market that's not holding a direction for too long. Just that's the personality of the day. I mean, and that may change in a little bit here. Breathe, David, breathe. Captain set up short on the 40 NT wrinkle right here. Our target is on a swing trade basis is 271.75. Remember the 221. You keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that target, because that's going to be a pivot point for the remainder of the day. Target is hit. Next target is 246. 246. Harmony zone number 1 as resistance is 296 by 306, and 21 by 31 is zone number 2. Rallies are shortable toward that target. Market is picking up some steam on the short side. 21 is a critical level. 221. ES is struggling right here. 5502, 75 is going to be a critical level. Market, the longs need to protect it. We're coming to the middle of the range on the 200 NT wrinkle, and that middle of the range is the 44. Wow. Okay. Next target, guess what? 221. 221. And that's the big number. I mean, I'm expecting a fight here. All right, I took this captain setup short for a small 5-point target. I may get a bigger target, but we're just too close to the middle of the range, and the trap would be anything above 63. So if they break 63, that means they trapped all the shorts here, and then they're gonna put the market in a two-sided market. So I took just the the momentum trade here for 5 points. And let's see, yeah, they're gonna trap people. Harmony zone number one is 71 by 81 and 96 by 306. Rallies are shortable on a swing trade basis, and we will reevaluate the shorts if we break into a couple of levels. One of them is the 85 and the 300. So that whole area needs to hold for the shorts. Yes, they're sneaky. They're sneaky, that's for sure. All right, so the 200 and 100 auto sync. So the market now is in this two-sided market. So which means that the longs can have a leg and the shorts are defending, and the momentum is off the short swing trade again. And that's been the personality of the day throughout the day so far. Is go in sync, out of sync, and the market is just literally in a basically about 100-point range. Not a bad range to trade into, but it's not the type of follow-up market where you're gonna be up to 300-400 points. It's not the kind of market we're seeing here. So here we go again, disconnecting, and we're retesting harmony zone number one. They ran the stops right above it, above the 84, and pulled back. Let's see if they run the stops under the 70 and how they handle that type of a stop. Because if they buy that stop, then you're stabilizing the price and making see, they haven't even gotten to the, I mean, they got to the 71. I mean, that's not necessarily too bad, but here we go. Channel to the an upward channel with higher lows, multiple structures of higher lows, and we're running into harmony zone number 2 for the first time here. We didn't quite get there, but there was a good attempt at it. Okay, that's the first touch there. Let's see. I mean, that as an area where the market can get faded. Here we go. I mean, I'll take a shot at it against the 300. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Here we go. Ah. Took one off for a profit. I want to see if I can get to 80. I mean, 80 would be nice. Okay, I'm gonna take it off. So I went short, added once, covered for a small profit, covered for a flat. So here we go again. They're attempting. I'll take one right here. A little bit more forceful. They may stop me here. I'm putting it against that target right here at 21. I'm taking that reversion to the mean trade for 7 points, and I'm backing off from trying to get short here. So we attempted harmony zone number 2 twice. They're showing a little bit above average strength, and I don't want to overextend my welcome. It looks like it's going to break that 21. It looked like it's a bit of a struggle trying to put on a good trade, and we got close to getting stopped out twice. So that tells me right there, I just need to take a pause. Oh yeah. So we're not off on the location. We're not off on the location here. So I mean, here we go. We're getting a pullback. Harmony zone hitting harmony zone number one. So that's gonna be a bit of a support in and around that 70, and the resistance back up at that 300 is a critical level. We got so close to that 21, the 2175 by few ticks before the market just got slammed. So that's information. If we break under harmony zone number one, which is under 270, the market is back in sync on the short side, and the bigger target of 221.75 becomes back in action. But we talked about how they're going to put a fight here ahead of that big level, and that's exactly what we're getting right now, a bit of a fight between the longs and the short, around the middle of the range and around that higher low they're trying to establish, and around that 21, which was a critical pivot point. So ultimately, the big shorts will have to take out the 221.75 in order for momentum to really pick up. And if we find ourselves not getting there in the next half an hour or so and making higher lows above 300, then you're going to get another big rotation to the upside that's going to break us into 350, 375, potentially the 400. Okay? So right now the market is a two-sided market, and we're consolidating between those two big levels. Oh yeah. You see the tossing around between those two big levels right there? I mean, A sign of consolidation is when the market it does exactly this. So G Money, how we doing? Adam, Brad, DJ Mike, where we at? Sheila, Marty, Matthew. Good morning, Matthew. Mike, Stevens down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Right, the market is back in sync. It's back in sync on the short side. And our big target of 221 is in play. And we're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity on a swing trade basis. I will reevaluate that idea if we break anything above 290. And obviously the 300 will be next. So that level needs to hold. Monday is interesting in the fact that we gotta see a lot more price action before putting on the first trade. So this way, I can get a feeling for what the market is doing. And typically, you get the majority of the days or Mondays, you get a lot of consolidation at the beginning of the day. Then the market trends as we progress. We'll see if that's the case here and for today. So we're looking at, let's talk about ES a little bit. It's critical. We broke above that 503.75, and the market is in sync on the short side. You got a target of 54.9650. So now the ES and NQ are in sync on the short side and moving. Okay. And we are looking for rallies to short into this market. All right. So far for the day, we have made, I think, I don't know, one, two, four decisions, right? So those four decisions got us to 400 after commission. So that's where we at so far. Majority of the trades are short, one long and three shorts. Market is in sync on the short side. Let's see. We're looking for momentum, so we're looking for a new harmony wave short. Couple of things that I'm seeing that market is stabilizing here, but if you break that 57, that will be the key. We're coming into harmony zone number 1, testing again. Okay. So the big idea here is location, right? So what's the location? You're running into the reversion to the mean zone, which is this dotted line. And you could see that the market responded back to it when it hit that 21 and made a massive move. So the market is trying to fade against that level, and they're doing it right in the middle of the range. So from the 43 to the 21, a very, very solid zone of accumulation that the market just keeps buying, 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 buying. And that's why any short that I take needs to be scalping. The longs are taking a step back, but if you look at the bigger picture, they are still the dominant force. Okay, now you break 21, you're gonna get a bit of a change in personality, and you're gonna get a flush that could take us all the way down to glowbacks of 170, 175. So the fight that we expected, we got between that 41 and 21, and the shorts are not giving up, and the longs are trying to protect these levels, and you're getting this two-sided market that we're just trying to work through, which lends itself to fade the edges of price, do it with a minimum number of contract, and scalp more than you position trade. Try to position trade this, you'll find yourself getting in and out of profit very quickly, and then the market will break against you, and it's a problem. So it's a consolidated market right now. So keep that in mind when you're trying to what size should you be using, and to what target should you be targeting. Small size, small targets, scalp edges. That's the key. That's my read. Market is out of sync again. I mean, that's just amazing what they do. Out of sync. That's the personality, David, today is just this constant back and forth, back and forth. Scalp this market. If you find yourself in a profit, take it. Follow the 20 NT Rinko and the Harmony waves. They are working a lot more. Okay. All right. So we're starting to the 321. I mean, it's almost like the market is going between 221, 321, 221, 321. Those are just like the it's a 100-point range. That's all the market doing. 100-point range. More or less. All right, that's channel number 2 of this rotation, and we're breaking it. Okay, that's channel number 2. So now any break below 290, then you're getting back into. We're still in this consolidation phase. I mean, we're testing. We tested Harmony Zone number 2 multiple times, and we tested the top end of it multiple times. So we're making lower highs. Okay. We're about to get to that 21. All right, that got hit. 21 got hit. So what is that market telling me? All right, well, the longs are putting a stand here, and they really do not want to give up that 48 to 21 level. And now we're in sync on the long side, and I wouldn't be surprised if that long gets challenged deeply again. But pullbacks on a swing trade basis are long, and you're looking for 346. Let's call it 346 level as a target. We have Harmony Zone number 1 as support, which is 96 by 86 and 71 by 61. And pullbacks are viable. We want to see the 300 hold. We want to see the 285 hold. And let's go. Yeah, that's what I heard, David. Friday was in consolidated like that, and it was very, um, you know, pause and break, counter, multiple counters, and the market is just really stuck in a 100-point range. Markets like that are interesting to trade for me, because it's harder to figure out initially. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge to kind of figure out, and you almost have to um, be in this mode of just waiting and waiting and waiting to watch how the market is behaving, and then eventually you kind of figure it out. It's like, okay, they're not really trending here. They're just simply trapping both sides of the market. And here we go. I mean, we just talked about it. It was like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a deeper challenge to that behavior. And now we're out of sync. So see how we went in sync, then boom, out of sync. And that's just kind of the personality. And it's a little bit. If you overcommit, you find yourself in that position, because if you're overcommitted at any of these touches and you wanted a bigger target like 350, you're getting smoked right now. All right, how many? If we get to 246, boom. Now the big short is in play. The big short of 21, and a break of the 21 into target of Globex at 171. This is in play. Harmony zone shifted. 1 and 2, 71.81 to 96 and 306. We'll reevaluate the shorts if we break anything above 290, and we keep repeating the same exact numbers over and over and over. The 21, the 48, the 90, the 300 is just all day long. We've been saying those numbers back and forth. captain set up short against harmony zone number 1. That's a good short right there. Okay, that's a good signal. We're coming back to flush the stops. Most likely we'll rally here a little bit. I want to see if that rally that's coming up is going to be short-lived in the fact that it'll make a lower high. That's a lower high, and we have momentum in the form of a harmony wave. So we want to see a break. Remember, I mean, the 48 to the 21, it's been a very, very solid support. So I want to see, I want to see them running stops and selling those, and trapping and selling off. So you run the stop above 60, 65 and come back and sell. Run above 72, then sell. You're trapping both sides of that market. And those are good spots for us to, at least at a minimum, evaluate the quality of the participants in this area. ES is moving toward its target of 496.5. Look at that. Why? You see that? You see that run up to above 60, 65, how the market just kind of faded. That's what I want to see. I mean, that is an active seller that's trapping both sides of the market and loading up at an area where most people are running away. And that's the professional trader acting here. Target is 221.75. Rallies are shortable on a swing trade basis toward that big target. See that they built that captain setup, then they sold it off. Yeah, this is a short market. We're most likely going to see 21. Most likely we'll see 21. There you go. 21 is hit. Big deal. And we have two targets coming up, 196.75, and we have Globex at 171 as a target to this rotation. We have Harmony Zone number 1 as support, or excuse me, as resistance to zone number 1 is 246 by 256 and 71 by 81. Zone number 2, we'll reevaluate the short pressure if we break anything above 265, and we're getting the push. This is a big deal. Breaking 21 is a big deal. ES broke Globex, which is 54.96 and a half. We broke that level, and target is 54.90 and a quarter. Rallies are shortable in that one, and the market on NQ and ES is in sync. So you got that going on here. Okay. I mean, double switch trade right here is oh 04. You're coming up to a whole number 200. So they're trying to hold on to it. Let's see if they run the stops one more time. So they're running it here. They're going to run it above probably the 20, 21. Let's see how well they handle that push. Here you go. Okay. Wow. Yep. Harmony zone number one is holding 2131. And they're running the stops. I mean, that should be a quick bounce to the 15. We're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity. I mean, that's just the bottom line, right? So, big target of 171. Then Globex, excuse me, yeah, the target and Globex are the same thing right now, 71. Target coming up. Target excuse me. Target is coming up 171. Coming up, coming up, coming up. 171. Target is hit. We're looking for the next target, 146. 146 is the next target. We are right at Globex. Flushes here typically gets countered. So wait for that counter and wait for a high and a lower high to get back into the short side. Right where we at, the market tends to get countered. So even if you're short, I mean, you're covering here, literally. So hey, Thomas, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, buddy? Oh, yeah. I'm with you 100% on that one, David. Not to trade is a trade. That means you're waiting. And the question is, what are you waiting for? That part has to be very clear. If you're waiting, what are you waiting for? Be very clear. All right, so they're doing the dance, the Globex dance. That's what they're doing right now, which is a consolidation around Globex. And we talked about it. They tend to pause and counter this sell-off. Okay, you're right at Globex. Globex is almost like a point of control. Um, Next target is 146, right? Rallies are shortable. 146 coming up. The big picture. The market tends to go from one Globex session to the next. So if we start breaking this, you break the 100, you're gonna retest the 50, then retest the 19,000. I would think the market would counter that along the way, but that's kind of the trajectory of the market till proven otherwise. And proven otherwise is a break above 50, 252. Okay, so right now rallies are shortable. We got harmony zone number 1, 96 by 206, and harmony zone number 220, 221, which is a very critical breaking point to this market. 221 by 231. So you're looking at those two levels as a resistance to any rally. And if we break anything above 215, then we're reevaluating the strength of the selling pressure. So here we got close to that target, right? And they ran the stops and they bottom. Okay, fine. That's a bullish behavior, but I want to see if you run if you run that 180 185, and if you sell off, but sell off in a shallow way, then that's an issue for the shorts. The stops are getting bought. Are the rallies getting shorted? That's a question I have. And I want to get an answer too before putting my own trade in the market here. Plus, we're right in the middle of that consolidation Globex dance. So here is not an optimal place for me to place a trade. It's a high probability that you're getting a lot of failed signals and noise in and around Globex in general. So to me, I rather hit the next target of 146 and separate myself away from Globex as much as I can. The bottom end of this Globex band is right here. So between 121 and 112, and basically the 19,100. So from the 20 to that whole number, you're gonna get support. It's an area when the market gets to it, you're gonna get a bounce. I'm gonna step away from this screen for just a moment and refresh my mind, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. All right, guys. I'm back. We are back. So, we talked about the bottom end in that 121 area to the whole number. That's where the Globex band, um, the bottom end of it is. And as expected, you're gonna get a bounce off of that, and that's where we at right now. Yeah, right now, that harmony zone. So look at that. I mean, that's just a whole lot of confluence going on in this area. You're getting harmony zone number two, first touch against low backs. You got to pull back. A captain setup that they ran the stops and they sold it with a higher low. So really, it's a tough spot here, but they can run it again above 185 and fade it back. As long as you don't go to 196, that's the key. Look at that, not 196. Yeah, boom, damn. There you go. So now the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side. The 196 was a critical level, and pullbacks are buyable on a swing trade basis with a run up toward the 221 as a target. You have Globex, the 171, and Harmony Zone number one, which is 171 by 161, and 146 by 136 is zone number two. Good job, Steven, coming back, my friend. That's good. That's good. How's everybody else doing? DJ, where we at? G Money, Sheila, Marty, where we at? Marty, Matthew, how you doing, buddy? Mike, Steven was down, now back up. DJ's up 700. How is Thomas doing? So we went from the bottom end of the Globex band to the top end of the Globex band. $147 long. Okay, good. That is good, my friend. Here we go. What is going on here? That's just a massive move here. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna get a pullback here. So let's see how far they want to take it. They're probably gonna take it to 21. Yeah, the shorts may win here. Yeah, I mean, look at that. And you see, whenever they get that close to it, man, that's usually it holds. It holds. So let's see if they attempt to add it one more time. Okay, so they hit it. They hit that level. That's fine. We're looking at next target of 271.75. That's what the next target is. As far as the vacation, Matthew, it was really good. So every day, uh, hold on. I miss you guys too. It was much needed vacation, but at the same time, I was like, man, I looked at the market. I was like, holy, market is really acting, and there's a lot of action, and I was like, I bet the guys are having a good time with this one. But we really kind of, had really nice meals. We enjoyed the the house that we stayed at. We had basically a very, very nice, I mean, it's a decent size, and we had our own private pond with catfish in it. And we kept feeding them every single day. So that was kind of cool. Then we, in the morning for like 4 or 5 hours, we'll go diamond hunting. And what you do is you filter all the big sand till you get to the pebbles that could be diamond, and you take those and you accumulate them. And what we did is we sifted through a bunch of it. We found some precious metal, but we did not find diamonds. But we also took a bunch of sand with us home in buckets. And like when I'm done with this, with trading, I'm gonna go into my pile, and you spread it, you dry it, and then you put black light on top of it, so you could see, because diamonds will shine at you. So that's what I'll be doing after the room closes. It's fun, you know. One of the guys that he's almost like a professional diamond hunter. He had a big setup, and he was. So I walked by him because he looked like he knew what he was doing. I was like, okay, give me a tip, because I'm always looking for an edge, right? I was like, okay, have you been successful? He goes, I found 30 diamonds in here. That's what he told me. I was like, okay, well, good. He goes, but none of them were, the kind that you will hit the news with, but they're decent. I made money off of it. I was like, okay, so you're successful. What's your secret? He goes, don't quit your day job. I was like, all right. Yeah, I was like, oh, don't quit, don't quit your day job. I was like, okay, well, that's what the first hint, and that's a good one. Okay, if I want to find diamond, is like, what is the key? He goes, go where most people would not go because it's too hard. Go to the edges of the field and dig as deep of a hole as you can, and always dig around drainage, water drainage, because the rain will drain the sand and expose diamonds. So I was like, all right, well, those are three good hints. So I did exactly what he did. We told me, and I mean, again, I didn't find. It's not over yet. I still have sand to sift through, but found some precious metal, stuff like that, really cool rocks, and I'm still working on the rest of the pile. And on my way out, he goes, "Do you remember the first thing I told you?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Don't quit your day job." I was like, "Okay." I have a feeling that we can find diamonds here trading a lot faster than he is finding diamonds and precious metal in the field in Arkansas. There you go, David. That's a diamond. Now you gotta repeat it in your in your PA and or evaluation accounts. All right, guys. So it's 11 o'clock. I gotta get going here. It was fun. First day coming back. How's everybody? How did everybody do? Literally send 1 hour and I'm up 20K. Here we go. That's a big old. What is that? Like 3-4 carat diamond right there, 20K. There you go. 1 hour worth of work. You didn't sweat. You didn't dig ditches. You didn't do nothing, Matthew. You just made a good decision. And you got out of your own way. That's what you did. All right, guys. So we'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Patience is important, absolutely. See you guys tomorrow, and we'll do this again. Have a good one.